Hello everyone, I've just got in from seeing Speed at the Pictures, the 30th anniversary. I absolutely love this front cover. I'm over the moon, personally. Oh wait there, cue the credits. So I've just seen Speed at the Pictures tonight, 30th anniversary. I always remember back in the day seeing that poster, waiting in line to go into the pictures. God knows what I was going to see at the time. You know, like I have great memories of at this time seeing like Dumb and Dumber, them sitting on the Forrest Gump bench, Batman Forever. That era, I know they're all roughly around the same era, like Waterworld coming out, Judge Dredd, just living in that moment of them movies, you know, and like poster would speak so much, and I think that's great. That Speed's totally lost its artwork. Obviously in the film as well, it comes up and it's blue and it's on the side as they're going down the elevator shaft. But you know, Keanu Reeves, Dennis Hopper, Sandra Bullock, the bus, the flames, and Keanu Reeves really pushing Keanu Reeves. And obviously Keanu Reeves at the time, Bill and Ted had been like big hits for him, but to transverse from like whoa dude to, you know, full on just like fuck, full on action guy, it was a big transition, especially the higgledy-piggledy Bram Stoker's Dracula, which he gets a lot of criticism for, but he was fucking just working his arse off, man. Johnny Mnemonic, A Walk in the Clouds, there was loads of films at the time that Keanu Reeves was involved in. Freaked and stuff came along at the same time as well. But the artwork's totally lost. The Blu-ray just has Keanu Reeves with a gun. The steelbook is just a speedometer, which is really bad. And up until the 4K recently, when the bus and the shot is probably the best cover since that. But this is an original lush artwork, and this is the Laserdisc there. So anyway, I kind of want to say I seen Speed at the Pictures because I did see films like Face Off and that back in the day, in the era of Armageddon, but it wouldn't have been at the Odeon, and it would have been at the Empire in concert, where they just didn't really care about your age. But Speed is definitely one of them films, is my go-to. I know the first one off by heart. I love the music by Mike Mancina, which has never been available on vinyl. He's the same composer as Bad Boys. His like fine stuff's just not being released. He's an amazing composer. And you know, I had it on big box VHS. I remember buying it from Blockbusters, and I remember just loving it and just a go-to film. But to see it on the big screen tonight and big theatre, pretty busy theatre. The sound, I remember the elevator at the start was rattling around the room, which was really good, and it looked amazing. Now, I've been to the Pictures 3 times this month. I think I was lucky if I went to the Pictures 3 times last year. I've seen Ghostbusters, Godzilla X Kong, Godzilla X Kong New Empire, and then I've seen Speed. And Speed looked class, you know, and you're watching that and there's so little CGI in that movie. I think a couple of birds to put it in between the gap and the bridges. I mean, I've done a podcast about Speed before and I've done my research on this. Speed is also one of the DVDs like Predator 2 that got and Die Hard that got these massive like interactive Fox scrape the barrels with everything push DVDs, flip back editions. I think there's about 5 or 6 of them, and you know, they really poured learned a lot from there, you know. There's some great practical stunts in this. The movie's great. The score's great. I've said that. Sandra Bullock, I think, is amazing in it. Alan Ruck is amazing in it. Joe Monton, who I recently did a review, Rant Random, for Town Called Eureka, and it'll be bugging us all the way through A Town Called Eureka, and it's him from Terminator. He's also Mac in Speed. Dennis Hopper's just a go-to bad guy of that era. Well, obviously being in Waterworld and other films at that time were Super Mario Brothers. So again, I like the twist that Dennis Hopper was just the henchman and Jeff Daniels is essentially the bad guy, but the act's that. I kind of feel like the third act on the train and the train landing outside of the Chinese cinema and stuff was a bit over the top. A confrontation between Jeff Daniels and maybe Keanu Reeves could have been the ending, but is Jeff Daniels really the credible fighting guy, you know? And he just look, from what I remember them research about the film, just didn't want to fucking be there to begin with, so he's kind of like fucking over. But I fucking loved it, man. Ellen had seen it before, so it was kind of like being film buffs, the both of us going like looking at it and going, right, this is really good. And like you talk about the practical effects, explosions, the bus hitting the aeroplane and it being a real life explosion, the real fire, Chico's in it, and small roles. Hey Chico! Everyone just seemed to be in on it. It seemed to be the big film of that summer that people just wanted to be in. And like, it's a shame. Like, I mean, if you look at like Graham Yosh, who wrote it, he would go on to write Broken Arrow and Hard Rain, and unfortunately both of them wouldn't be as big as hits as Speed, but I think Broken Arrow, John Travolta and Christian Slater at the time was the right thing at the right era. It's an all-out action movie. Hard Rain, Morgan Freeman, Christian Slater reunited. I fucking love Hard Rain. I fucking love Hard Rain. They're all Graham Yosh's brainchilds, but then Graham Yosh went on to do Justified and Right TV, and Justified is outstandingly one of the best TV shows I've sit and watched, you know. Unfortunately, Speed's sequel, Speed 2 Cruise Control, that, you know, fast-tracked into that kind of like Total Film magazine era, you know, Ransom, Con Air, that kind of era of these films coming out. Speed 2, holy fuck, there's going to be a Speed 2. It's the same director like Jan-John Bott, who had done Twister in between Speed and Speed 2. Would just disappear a few years later. I think he did one of the Tomb Raiders in The Haunting and just went poof, gone. I don't know if he died, I don't think he's dead. But, you know, Speed 2, I did a review for Speed 2 on a cruise ship in the middle of the ocean between two islands in New Zealand.
So, what film we're going to review? On a boat, obviously Speed 2. So yeah, jump cut and I walked into somebody here. Speed 2 came along, Keanu Reeves turned down $7 million to return to the role. And Sandra Bullock stepped up, along with Jason Patrick, who hadn't really been seen since The Lost Boys. So yeah, you can't get Keanu Reeves, so Sandra Bullock steps up and you bring in William Dafoe. Sorry about the jumpy cuddy, it's busy morning. This is the South Island of New Zealand, we're about to go to the north. But yeah, it's very colourful. But Speed was a massive hit, so Speed 2 had a lot to live up to. And Jason Patrick, I think, stepped in, did a good okay job. A couple of the actors from the original returned, just set up there. And the thing is, Sandra Bullock can't drive, that's a spoofy. I've done the podcast with both of these. Have you seen Speed 2? No, well, that's...
Have you seen Speed 1?
Have you seen Speed 1? I think so. Oh my.
So, I've just cut to New Zealand there. Yeah, just makes my life harder. But yeah, again, that's what the lovely thing about the Only Tree Entertainment. I'm just sitting here waffling away about a movie. Check out the channel, there's thousands of videos. Obviously, me and my brother were on a cruise ship. And I just remember, I don't think it's on camera, but I just remember saying, "Oh, Callum, have you seen Speed 2? And you went, there's a Speed 2? So yeah. But like, again, you know, Keanu Reeves didn't want to do it, or they didn't confirm the salary. Jason Patrick just had this massive resurgence from Lost Boys. Just seemed to not do anything over here in the UK. Lovely guy. I've actually met Jason Patrick since filming that Speed 2 review. Absolutely lovely guy. It's on the channel when I meet the Lost Boys. So yeah, I've got to tell you, he's more concerned about, he took a picture of Nanook on my arm. But he was like, you know, a good replacement for Keanu Reeves, but after everything Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock go through in the first movie, for them to break up seemed a bit fucking pointless. And then I remember Sandra Bullock's taking the driving lessons, then the boat, and then William Dafoe's pulling on the fucking creepiness, and it's a PG, and it's... The only thing I remember about Speed 2 really being good is, one, I love 90s Caribbean water, like Waterworld, Thunder in Paradise. It just, that era to me just seems to be like you just want to be in the ocean. And then just the iconic colours and how like Fat Willy colours Speed 2 artwork was. And now when you see Speed 2 artworks, it's dark blue and fucking chrome, and it just looks shit. It's like a really shit cover. But I don't understand why Speed 2 isn't available. Speed 2 seems to be quite popular. So yeah, but I'm literally still like feeling the vibe of Speed. You know, again, I've seen this film over and over and over again. And tonight I'm sitting here after seeing it at the pictures, because I would watch it as a default movie, fall asleep pissed, or I'd have it on just in the background. I know it off by heart. I don't need to watch it. I like the comedy, for example. But when you go to the big screen and you fucking see it, but the problem I've got with it, right, it was on one night only, at one time only. It's like, for fuck's sake, you know. So it's kind of like, yeah, let it run the week, let people see. But again, it doesn't need to make any money, so don't charge a fucking premium rate to see it. You know, the cinema's got, I think this was on screen 12, you know. Again, after seeing Godzilla and Ghostbusters on these big fucking screens, it was good enough to see. And like coming off the back end of like a couple of years back when I went to see Bad Boys, you know, just seeing these movies and you watch them all the way through, and yes, you know the story. As a creator, would I have changed a few things? Of course I would, but I'm in no boat to fucking say that. It's the 90s. What a fucking feel-good fucking movie it is. Honestly, it's fucking brilliant. Speed. See you in the outtakes. I don't know where I got to go. So, today I got to see Speed at the pictures. I love it how the front cover's always been orange, and when you see the film it's like blue, and on the side with a little bit of an orange twist. I always remember back in the day, you know, I could have had a dog, not a wolf. So, we're going to talk about Speed 3 and Father Ted? No. No, man. No, as I said with the artwork, I mean, I do have it on Blu-ray knocking around, but wow, what's going on here? I was convinced I had Speed 2 on Laserdisc. It's just such a good picture on the front. Dun, 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 dun. On the back there, there's hardly any buses. Yeah. Yep, it's a Laserdisc. He's fingered a Laserdisc! Never forget them comments, man. Yeah, you would have to turn it over, dun, 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 just as the bus is about to hit. Flip the disc. I remember Ellen laughing when the bus, I think the edit of when the bus goes, I think it's great that it's a practical stunt and that shit, right? Just a little bit of a metal concrete thing to stop stuff going over would have been enough to go, oh yeah, that's how it took off. But again, there's so many great practical effects in that. Lack of CG, and yeah, there's a little bits in there. It was around. But yeah, I do think the score needs to be available though. Take my money now. I'm sure, I mean, I used to have it in the car. I say I used to because obviously you've been watching the channel for a while. You know fine well I'll be driving up the motorway listening to Speed, and it's been misplaced in the car. It's probably under one of the seats, to be honest with you, because I was actually looking for it recently, and I do miss it going down the motorway. Dun, 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 dun. But I think, like, you know, you could just release it. I mean, I know the soundtrack, there's a lot of the soundtrack out there were quite typical mid-90s rock coming into the new metal era, tracks on like a track, and then there was the score. And I think like the vinyl, I think they could do some great concept artwork. I think it would opened up, you could have the bus going across, the vinyls themselves, it probably would be a double vinyl. You could probably create it down to one, but like it would probably be like, you know, a cosmic orange would be good enough for it, or a black, like a cosmic orange and black squirrel, or black with a cosmic orange squirrel on it. You know, that would all it would be needing for it, because it's just, that's what I think of it. I don't think of crimson blue and stuff. But yeah, I think I'm out of waffle. I really did fucking enjoy it. And yeah, thanks for watching. Goodbye for now. So